Hello, and good evening. My name is Drinks Glue, and tonight we have some wonderful Moogle Cup Battle Royale action between some of our Moogle Cup finalists, Dragon Lady K, and actual JP. The way the Battle Royale works for the Moogle Cup is that there are 8 participants, and the top 4 will move on, so our runners aren't necessarily vying to finish first, although you may have some sense of pride where you always want to come out on top, but our goal here tonight is to finish in the top 4. But without further ado, allow me to introduce my broadcast partner tonight, the one, the only. It is Nobody War. My dog, how you doing tonight?
Thank you, Glue. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm
How's
doing.
everybody in chat doing?
We're all doing pretty good. I really like doing these Mo Cup showcases because this is Jackal JP's second time being on Restream, but I believe this is Dragon Lady's first time coming through on Restream. So always exciting when you get new faces out there. But yeah,
Yeah, this is actually interesting to me. I followed the Moogle Cup last series or season, however you want to call it, and quite a few good runners came out of it. I haven't really been following much this season, so I'm excited to see how these new players are learning Worlds Collide and doing now that they've gotten so far to this stage.
yeah. One of the cool things about the Moogle Cup is like you kind of like if you see like the Moogles' first couple of races, whether it's a sync race or their practice, their times just steadily go down. Like if you see like race one, for a lot of them, it's not common to see times approaching 2 hours, 140, 150. But then as they go on, as they get experience under their belt, they start to trickle down, sometimes scarily low, as in the case with actual JP and Dragon Lady K. So yeah, while they're beginners, you'll never know with how fast they're growing, how fast they're going.
That's definitely good to see.
And we're gonna give them the old "let's do this" whole thing here in just a moment. All right, we just dropped the gate, so the race bot is giving the 10-second countdown. But yeah, so actual JP and Dragon Lady K, they were in separate groups. This is their first time going head to head. But again, just to reemphasize, while they're going head to head tonight, they're part of a larger group of 8 total, and we'll hopefully later next week have the rest of the participants on vodcast. But tonight we got 2 of them fresh, 2 Moogles fresh here in the living, right in front of us, going toe to toe, and that is a lock. Go sets or start. That is a start. Yeah. So it looks
Some
like we got a
good
little.
early free checks first.
Yeah, looks like we got some dance. Unfortunately, they're not getting 3 to 4 dances, so they might as well forfeit. But nevertheless, we do have some free checks. We got access to the Zone Eater. Looks like that's where actual JP is going. No, excuse me, he's going to Narsh. And one difference between World Cup and most flag sets is we do start with warp stones. So that may kind of be a barrier to doing some things like the go check and Zone Eater. Well, I'd rather go there with warp stones. So maybe if I find warp stones, I do it. Nope. In the Moogle Cup, we give them a handful of warp stones so they can freely explore the world without that handicap in front of them. And it looks like we have a little bit of divergence. Just happens to be in different worlds. We got actual JP looting the Narsh, but in the World of Ruin, and Dragon Lady K looting the Beginner's House in the World of Balance Narsh, which of course will have the actual shops and citizens still hanging around. So Nobody World. Let me ask you this: what do you think about actual JP here, coming straight in the World of Ruin Narsh to get the Curse Shield to get the item from Locke's free check? And what do you think they're going to do with it?
Actually, that would have been my play in this scenario with a lock start. It's a 13 on that curse shield. That's quite a bit higher than I normally like to take.
That's a robust amount.
I'm always hoping for a dead check in this check. Honestly, in this situation, like some kind of a weapon. If you do get an Esper, you're like praying there's a level 3 spell or something kind of useful on it. A nice stat boost or something. Looks like it's a dead check. Ooh. Yeah, that'll work out nice. There's a cat hood though in the World of Balance Narsh armor shop.
Ooh, no one can wear it though. That,
Ouch. Not
yeah,
yet, at least.
not yet, but that I've probably done that a time or two myself.
Super Balls I see too are on in this flag set, eh?
Oh yeah. Well, Narsha has just about everything you ever want. Super balls, a cat hood. Honestly, you don't need much else. But no, actual JP, I believe he took the Valiant Knife over the Flame Shield, and that's interesting with the lock start because now well, that's also double interesting. Now we got a Mog hanging around that I'm sure Dragon Lady K will find here soon. But yeah, it always feels good when you find a Valiant Knife early, especially when you have somebody in the party that can immediately wear it. It's a real bad feeling when you got those amazing things that nobody could wear. But yeah, that's a fantastic source of offense out of the gate there for actual JP. Right, so that's Walter. JP looks like he's doing some college in. Dragon Lady going a little more traditional route, heading on over to Returners, which is a common stop after a lot of runners visit
Ooh,
Narsh.
there's a ribbon. I don't
Ooh,
know if you're gonna take those 13 though, if she sees that.
yeah.
I don't know if JP will hit returners then on his way back if he comes back anytime soon.
JP being very bold here, flying around the Walder Ruin, almost like he's not afraid of a certain thing that could appear out of the skies. But I like to see it. I like to see aggression in Worlds Collide. If you're unfamiliar with actual JP, he is mentored in the Moogle Cup by Sigil, who is a darn good player himself. That's more Super Balls for Dragon Lady K. I guess she's gonna, just take him or leave it. My
Oh, the
goodness.
farm. Yes.
Yeah. But Dragon Lady K herself, not too bad. Also mentioned or mentored by Dwaya, who is another up and coming, who is also a Moogle Cup 2 participant, like Sigil was himself. But now they have grown up and they're out in the world. They've gotten jobs for themselves. We're paying them the big bucks to mentor these amazing Moogles. All right, so Dragon Lady K, probably gonna make her way to South Figaro next, I would imagine. And actual JP giving an Albrook a good tour. You don't see a lot of Albrook plays, but actual JP looks like they're taking a different path and seeing what that does for them. Yeah, one of the perks to doing things like ducking South Figaro instead of visiting Albrook is that if there's something there that is really cool, like whether it's like an offering to go with that Valiant Knife or an Experience Egg or something like an Illumina in a chest that happened to get rolled in, you kind of carve out a little advantage for yourself. The downside, the risk of that is that thing happens to be in like South Figaro where 6 other players go. Well, now 6 other people have an offering that or an Illumina that you don't. So a little bit of risk reward there. Maybe JP will go back and cover his bases a little bit and loot a few other things like Returners and Narsh. We'll see, but it looks like he's going to pay visit to Walder Ruins End. Maybe the old guy walk around, give him a dirty look, and he decided not to, visit this place.
Yeah, I play that game a lot too, where it's especially like in a start like this, and you have like some kind of instant offense. You kind of like fade South Figaro a lot, or fade some other like heavy dense spots that have a lot of chests.
Mm-hmm.
You almost like want to head like right into South Figaro cave with luck. Or if you had Celeste, you would, take Opera House. Realm, you would take Hauser's right away.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so nothing of amazing value in Walder Ruin Zen so far. There was an Aura Lance, but one of the things about the Moogle Cup is if you haven't caught on with Dragon Lady's screen is they are beginner flag sets, so we do give you access to a few more things than you may find in some other flag sets. One of which is the Super Balls. We also have inexpensive rods. Things like Luna's Experience Eggs can appear. And while the randomized percentage is at 35%, it's not the largest percentage in the flags that you overplay. It's a little higher than most flag sets, so some amazing things do tend to appear a little bit more often. And all of that is to kind of, give our runners, give the Moogles a few tools. Let's learn how this tool works. Let's learn how to get through the game with an Illumina. Let's learn, maybe the next seed we play, we happen to get the Valiant Knife offering, like that may be in the cards for tonight. Once you kind of learn, what how worlds collide and the various interactions with those items work when you're fighting, the Rappa in the Welk spot, which isn't a normal occurrence in the middle of the game. Once you learn how all of that works, then you kind of start to scale it back a little bit and advance to other flag sets. But we're getting Phoenix Cave play here. Excuse me. I
Yeah, I was
like
gonna say,
this.
let me ask you what you think about that, especially without. I know your rule, the ABCD rule.
Yeah.
I would have loved to take like 2 fights and been like level 10 or 12 to come in here and possibly take down that dragon.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the rush in here right away? I mean,
Uh, if he had
he's at
found,
1. Yeah.
if he had found those super
He's
balls,
at 1 for scaling now. Right.
Yeah.
Did he grab a couple? I missed it.
No, Dragon Lady K has found him twice, and he hasn't found them at all. So, if he takes the dragon here, I would color me shocked.
Yeah, same.
But nevertheless, I'm still a big fan of early Phoenix Cave. Anytime you can turn your beginning looting path into also getting progression, it's always a good thing. The problem with Locke in general is that he already has access to 1 free check. So if you have other characters like Terra, Celeste, Edgar, or in this case Setzer and Gogo, you also have access to other free checks. Then you kind of like, how many free checks do you want to do before
Those
you
kind
get
of weigh
going?
a little bit heavier, I feel like.
And Phoenix Cave is far and away the longest one to get through. Even if you get some, knocked down once or twice by Zone Eater, that still is a faster get through than the Phoenix Cave is. So it's at the bottom of the total poll. But when you get like those really weird starts where you get like, gosh, I want to say like Strago, Realm, and Lock, it is a fantastic. It is an amazing play because, well, you got 2 free checks and you might as well do them. Alright, Dragon Lady K is going to get what I assume would be their Valiant Knife as well. Unless they're just a big fan of Flame Shields. Nope, they're a fan of the Valiant Knife. They've heard it's a good thing. Alright, so I'm really interested what happens here at this Phoenix Cave, because we know Mog is in tow. We know Mog is out there. He exists. But if this is like Sabin or like another character with a lot of checks, we may see, before 10 minutes, entirely 2 paths crap themselves out, and we may never see these runners end up with entirely different parties.
Yeah,
What
definitely.
happens here.
Ooh.
And that's a 50 magic power realm. That's a good find.
It's natty sketch.
Yeah. So if you're unfamiliar with how realm works, she just works. It's a good thing. Just trust me, she works. She does work. Best magic user in the game. Highest magic stat. Magic in Final Fantasy VI, just in general, is incredibly broken, incredibly powerful, and she is the best at it. So that's a huge find there for actual JP. Alright, so I don't think we've seen Boulder Ruin South Figaro yet, so actual JP, maybe they're getting a little bit more money for whatever the Zen Thief may or may not be. I assume this is going to be some Super Bowl action.
Dragon Lady did put the curse shield on. Gonna chuck some super balls. Like it.
That's a
Durgan down.
Yeah. So that is huge. Here's the thing with the Moogle Cup is that with the scaling, it's a little different in that characters and espers are what determines your boss's HP and the boss's level. Killing dragons does not. Oh, and that is an offering immediately.
Wow.
Yeah. So not only does
end game mode.
Yes, he is done. Stick a fork in him. Well, let him rest. Like, you need to let him rest so the fibers and the meat, can rest so he can be enjoyed thoroughly. But no, that lock is done. So not only is that lock done, Dragon Lady K is now level 11, and everything else is level 6, and she has one of the best setups in the game. I guess you should just put GG's in the chat. GG Dragon Lady K. Done at 12:07. My goodness. No, she's going to continue on through. This is one of those things where this is unfortunate, but at the same time, we're fortunately level 11. And we're just going to hit it in the face with some Super
Kept
Balls.
block at low HP.
Yeah.
That was good too.
That's very good. And to get this guy out of the way early.
Mimic this Super Bowl. Oh, yeah. Good play.
Nice. That is really nice work there from Dragon Lady K. Using the Super Balls correctly and getting fortunate luck roll there with not fighting like a multi-target boss that can eat your Super Ball supply. Something like a Stooges when you hit Super Balls is just no bueno, or Tentacles. That's a Genji Club, so we can find one more Valiant Knife where we'll just have an embarrassment of riches. Alright, so Dragon Lady is going to get their Mog. Actual JP is looting the basement. Yeah, so nobody war. Let me posit this to you. Dragon Lady is level 15. Everything they're going to fight now going forward is level 8. They don't have much to fear with Lock, plus a few Super Balls for the next handful of minutes. Where would you go next with this setup?
Like I said earlier, I think my move now would definitely like be Phoenix Cave. She did put the curse shield on. I love to take the South Figaro Cave without a Moogle charm on and bag like at least 3 or 4 fights on the walk in. So I'm hoping to see the Phoenix Cave play here, since she is in World of Ruin, and with her picking up Realm from that, maybe head straight into Hauser's. Daryl's isn't a bad play though either.
Not at all. We don't really need the offering because we got the offering from Dragon, but you know what? Somebody can wear that cat hood and we find a Tunnel Soul Hill that just gives us, you know, money. We don't have to worry about Zen Thief later or something like that. Plus, you know, maybe Gigantos is here. Maybe that just snowballs us even more so throughout to see if we want to play the Monster in the Box game. Yeah, we don't have an Esper yet for Dragon Lady, but doesn't matter a whole lot because that offering Valiant Knife is going to be more than enough for the foreseeable future. And looks like actual JP is doing the Zone Eater play, continuing to push through the free checks that they have available to them. And ladies and gentlemen, Moogles, if you think Nobody War is a cool guy here, just see him on his own personal stream. Let's also give our runners a follow. All of the links are now in their chat, or excuse me, in the chat. And thank you again for joining us tonight. And just to mention one more time, this is part of the Battle Royale stage for our Moogle Cup. You got 2 runners on screen, but there are 8 total taking place in this portion of the Moogle Cup. We started with 16, we're down to 8. We're going to get down to 4, then we're going to trim them down to 2, and then we're going to chop one of them off, and we'll declare one more the winner. That is an Edgar there for Dragon Lady K. So a lot of different paths apparently through the seed. This Rexol is a bit unfortunate though, because we don't really have a way to hone in on targeting just the piece we want to. Might not matter much though when we're doing 2400 Valiant Knife swings, but
Did Mog have natural and a quick and a pearl?
I believe they did. That is
wow.
Did that just hit the back one?
My
nice.
thought here. I wonder if Gogo can use that Valiant Knife.
Yeah. One thing, it looks like, you know, I don't think we're, I think this swing does it because it's going to hit the back,
yeah,
the rack part twice no matter what. But if maybe this is a point where there's higher HP on this Rexol, you can maybe pass that Valiant Knife around and let the single target swing person take some actions. Yep, there we go. Nice. Nicely done. And on the other side of the screen, we got actual JP fighting one of the more difficult bosses in the game, the Bridge Troll, lurking around inside Zone Eater. Unfortunately, we are 0 for 2 so far. Ooh, that is a lore, Edgar. Dragon's Lady saying, yes, please. Oh, no, we forgot the Moogle Charm, though. Oh, no. Mission abort.
Ooh,
Mission
run.
abort. Run.
You got warp
Run.
stones. You got
No,
warp
yeah,
stones.
yeah, there we go.
Use
there we
them.
go. Don't get cute.
There you
Don't
go.
get cute. Okay, there we go. Okay.
Yeesh.
I was a little worried there, Dragon Lady.
Shrapnel is a bee.
Yeah, I was a little worried she was going to flex her muscle, but you don't flex on Madam Outsiders. You can never flex on Madam Outsiders. It's never worth the risk. You're better off fighting an Antanger than you are those guys. Yeah, pivotal moment there. Easily could have gone south, but Dragon Lady K recovers. We're out of there. Looks like they're heading on over to Zonia themselves. They're taking the party down to one party member. Hopefully we saved and we don't get Search Disguise here.
There's our first rock.
First Esper on the board. Nicely done. We get a one-turn engulf. We get a one-turn engulf. That's a pretty good feeling. All right, JP reforming the party. About to conduct some business here, I'd imagine. Let's see if the Bridge Trolls give Dragon Lady the business here as well. Oh my goodness, this is the most brazen play I've ever seen in quite a while. No respect to the first Bridge Troll. Second one blocking the way just a little bit. How will Dragon Lady tackle this situation? Get the suspicion that he just gives an inch, that Dragon Lady will take it after that brazen play on the opening bridge. And a little left, a little right. There we go. There was an opening, but we're not going to take it. We're going to wait for another one. There we go. Oh, no.
No. It was a high price for that guy in the woods there, but I missed if it was a rock or not. He sold a lot. Or JP sold a lot. I wonder if they're gonna check.
They may get it on the way out with all that.
Yeah, or check the World of Ruin first.
No, I think
I didn't see if it was an Esper or not.
I think he went
just clearing inventory.
Yeah, I think he went to World of Ruin already and saw it was like 40-ish K.
Okay, yeah, good play then. All right, he's through, or she's through.
Not saving before the ceiling. Are we gonna grab both chests and not save? Oh, very nice. So Dragon Lady is showing no disregard to any piece of this Zone Eater puzzle. Ceiling, Bridge Toll, be darned. That's another cat hood.
There's a cat hood.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, Realm is not at the end of this. It's at the end of Realm is at the end of Phoenix Cave, but we know Realm for sure can wear a cat hood.
Do you think she'll fade that now at this point, having Edgar in the party? Do you think she'll dive all of Edgar's checks?
I think so, because we gotta, the other nice thing about Locke is the South Figaro Cave is relatively fast. We got a free check on the throne. Plus we got Search Disguise. We got a handful of things coming up.
And then we both have Mog too that we haven't seen on either side.
So like it's entirely possible that we have to go to Phoenix Cave to get the requirements to get through the seed. We won't know that for quite a while, but I think unless that scenario presents itself, I don't think we would see Dragon Lady head into the Phoenix Cave anytime soon, especially with how aggressive they've done. I'd imagine if anything, they're going to look to start picking some fights with bosses at spots like Search Disguise and South Figaro Cave, maybe an ancient castle on the way down there.
Ooh, quick Ultima Life 3 on that Raiden.
That is a quality Esper. Is that Search Disguise? Yeah, that's Search Disguise.
Yeah. Niles and Frazier.
Yeah. Always a little weird seeing them when they're all on the same side, but the same rule still applies. Most people use left likes fire, so you can fire the left one to this scenario. You can bolt the right one if you are so inclined. We're getting a quick play from Mog. What is Mog cooking up? Some Pearl? Nice. Nicely done. And we should get one more Pearl off before the tech barrier comes out.
A good play.
I'm really impressed by everything Dragon Lady K has done so far. As you mentioned, my friend, ABCD is my life motto. Always be clever in dragons. And giving the offering when you have the Valiant Knife is such a huge find. Because in Moogle Cup, there are 12 rewards from in the dead check item pool, and 5 of them are high tier weapons. 2 of them are the best relics in the game, and the other 5 are you're never mad if you see a flame shield or an ice shield or Minerva or whatever. So the sooner you kill the dragons, the sooner you get those amazing things, the sooner you can start putting them to work, and the more value you get out of them. And as you see that right here, there's really nothing that Dragon Lady should be scared of. Whereas on the actual JP side, we're starting to do some grind fights now just to get Ultima online. Or maybe we learned Ultima just as a happenstance, but and now we can Ultima stuff. Oh,
Here's your boy.
stay still, my beating heart. I am a little insulted that we're not putting him in the party, but
He's
maybe
gonna fly the ship.
Yeah, we're not. We're gonna go back. We're
Hey, man,
thinking
it
about
happens
it.
sometimes.
So here's what we're doing. We're thinking of right now about who we're gonna replace, and she doesn't want to make the decision
We need
yet.
everybody in chat to will him into the party.
Yeah. What Dragon Lady is doing right now is she's giving careful thought to which party member will be replaced by Yamaro. And it's you know how you don't want to take a lockout because the Valiant Knife.
I pick Go-Go.
Yeah, you pick Go-Go. It's got to be Go-Go or Setzer, or excuse me, Go-Go or Mog here.
That Edgar with lore though isn't well. I have prejudice against Edgar. He's my least favorite character, but
I mean, there's no wrong answer here. All 4 of them can go if it just means Yamaro can leave the party, in my opinion. But yeah, so we'll see Dragon Lady head back to the airship, make the correct change, and it'll be interesting to see who she takes out of the party. All right, actual JP is doing a few fixed encounters in the South Figure Cave before he gets on the boss.
I don't think he ever put the curse shield on. Maybe he did.
I don't think he...
Maybe I missed it.
13 is a robust...
Just taking grind
version.
fights.
Yeah.
Okay. Lady's probably around like 7, maybe 8 left out of that 13. I can only imagine she didn't take more than like 5 fights so far.
So it appears Dragon Lady K forgot to put Yamaro in the party. I would ping her right now, but that would be unprofessional. Can't give runners hints. But we'll ask her, that pitbull mistake maybe later on in the after the race. All right, we're going to see what is going on in Narsh. We're behind all of that Mog action, and we got Atma knocking around in the South Figaro Cave. Yeah, I'm curious what's behind this Mog, because there's been a lot of characters kind of all over the place. And speaking of characters, there's going to be a Gao in possibly in Dragon Lady's future when she does Yamaro stuff. Actually, she may never do Yamaro stuff, to be honest, because she already killed the Tritok spot in the Ice Dragon. But we know there's a Gao there if we ever need another character. And Atma giving JP the business a little bit, but looks like we got Ultima coming out from a realm, and that's a beautiful thing to see. Yeah, Ultima isn't flashy. Well, actually, it is very flashy, but it isn't very sexy. But it gets the job done. It's slow, but it's safe. It's ultra reliable. So JP is can feel pretty good about some of the fights they take the rest of the way.
Ooh,
yeah.
Take it.
Yeah, they have the
he didn't
Genji
take
glove.
it. Or she didn't take it.
Yeah.
I would have took it and ran for the second reward. Maybe she'll run for the knife then.
Yeah, remember, because we had the offering, we had the Valiant Knife, #1,
And a
and we
Genji
had the Genji
glove.
Glove. Yeah.
You were just talking about Ultima. I heard there's another thing with Ultima happening soon. Do you want to talk about that?
Oh yeah. So April 18th and April 19th, we have the Ultima Derby coming up soon. It was the Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collides community's official foray into the charity marathon event. We've seen so many other amazing communities and so many other events do it. We decided, heck, we're tired of watching. Let's do it ourselves. So it's our initial attempt at it, if you will. We're gonna have a couple of relay racers work their way through support, attempting to earn money for 2 different organizations. And I'm really hoping this goes well because we've had a large number of signups. It's a cool idea. It's a accumulation of a couple ideas from some of the other members of our community, plus a couple other people outside of our community have given some input. I'm really hoping it goes well. And if it goes really well, I'm hoping to in the future expand it to maybe something more where other communities can participate, or other people that like to submit presentations for it, kind of like some of the other marathons you see in the Marathon Alerts channel. So yeah, big things going on. This is Ultros #4. Of all 4 Ultros, is the one you never want to see because it doesn't give experience. It's not an inherently dangerous fight, it just doesn't give experience, and it kind of has 2 parts of it that just kind of drag on a little bit. But we're going to get through it, that's all that matters. Alright, so...
Ooh, she's rocking an economizer on that Mog with a quick, and now an Ultima.
Yeah.
That's that and that lock with the go-go mimic.
Yeah, the thing too
I feel like Edgar needs to fly that airship though, and our boy needs to come into the picture, but I'm not sure it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'll never give out hope, but I do personally have some doubts that may happen now. But a cool thing about this Ultima setup in the economizer is that I think that Ultima had like a times 16 learn rate, so it will comfortably get on a handful of party members, and we can just shuffle that Ultima around in the Kefka's tower, or wherever we may need it to go for whatever reason. So it's slow. It's not the fastest DPS in the game, but it's nice and steady and makes you feel comfortable and safe.
As soon as she can find something to bring Edgar online with some kind of steady offense, she pretty much has all 3 lanes pretty much set. You could solo lock, you could put Mog and Gogo in one, and then Edgar and whoever else on their other side.
Yeah, that's another, like, even though Edgar isn't helping right now, the nice thing about Edgar is he can wear the big swords like the Illumina, the Atmo Weapon, the Ragnarok. So if even if Edgar is just a potato for now, that's fine. If we stumble across one of those big swords, we have a place to park it. And that's Crusader for JP. I assume he'll be doing the Kefka Nars trip on the way down as well. Right, we're at the 30-minute mark. We've seen quite a bit of diversions. Who would you say is ahead here, Nobody War, between JP and Dragon Lady K?
I feel like Dragon Lady is ahead by just enough. I feel like just the dragon's tail enough. JP was like level 18. I'm curious to see what Dragon Lady is. She's got to be pushing mid-20s, I would expect.
Yeah, I would say not only is Dragon Lady, about to fight a Magimaster, but they are ahead in levels. They are ahead in, general, if you were to rate the power between the 2 of them, they're ahead in that capacity. Plus, they are ahead in the number of piece progressions they have. This scares me a little bit because Dragon Lady K will be fine because we're going to quick this Ultima plus swing the Valiant Knife. If JP gets aggressive and dives down in here and goes head on with his Magimaster, I have some doubts that will go well for him. So interesting to see.
They don't have an offering on their lock, do they?
They don't. They have the Ultima Economizer, which gotcha. No, JP took a counter with the wrong-sided green soldier, so he respawned on the lane you walk through to get to Kefka here, but just let him walk by, and you are good to go. Nicely done. Nice recovery there. Yeah, this is Magimaster off the board. This is Doomgaze off the board, so there's not a lot out there to inherently be scared of as far as a boss. All right, little Ultros 4 action going on here. Speaking of Ultros 4, 4 times 2 is 8. And Season 8 of Ultros League kicks off April 12th. ultrosleague.com if you are interested in signing up, if you would like to read about all of the wonderful changes, well, change now with the new and improved
he doesn't
dance
have
count.
to run, or she doesn't have to run for that second reward from the lone wolf check now, because they have 2 Valiant knives.
There we go. Third time's a charm. In the chat is a link to ultrasleague.com where you can sign up if you are feel so inclined to do so. Yeah, that's always a nice feeling. Like when you're like, hey, sometimes like there's a Ragnarok back there and you're wondering when do I route it in to go back there and get it from the other spot.
Is there a check skip in this?
There is. So at 22 checks,
Okay.
we do get Kefka Tower skip. We may get there through 9 characters, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's always a good feeling when you don't have to worry about when do I walk back there. The seed just gives it to you anyways.
Right, just for one more check. There it goes.
All right, one of my personal favorite builds, the Octo VK, will be on full display now. You'll love to see it.
I missed levels on her side, but I did notice, is everybody in the front row?
Everybody's in the
think
front
so.
row, yeah. That quick Ultima is feels good. Ultima, you know, can be a little cheesy, but breaking out every once in a while feels pretty good. 'Cause that's what most people do in the vanilla game. You kind of find Ultima and then you stop thinking about what to do. But most of the time in Worlds Collide, Ultima is not the answer to the puzzle, so you experience with other things. But to be able to break it out every once in a while like this is it's a good feeling. Down goes Atma. Actual JP has a date with Magimaster. He just doesn't know it yet. So this is a pivotal moment for JP. Dragon Lady K is kind of, you know, pulling ahead a little bit in the progression in this individual race. But remember, JP's opponent is not the person to the left. It is also 6 other people that he is trying to finish in the top 4. So hopefully...
Missed the wolf skip there, too.
Yeah.
He went around.
All right, he's found out the bad news. Let's see how he tackles this sticky situation. Yeah, so let's do a little role playing here. Nobody war. Let's pretend you're Sigil in the mentor spot for JP, and you come across this Magimaster here. What would your advice be to him?
You either just only attack with lock, I feel like, and well, yeah, I would have checked to see if Mog or somebody else could have used that Valiant knife by now, especially somebody with it quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did not save in the house before they took this check, so it's kind of tough. Yeah, they don't have reflect. I feel like they'll be okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah, the realm is, yeah. There was an Esper with plus magic power, so she might be juicing on that too.
Mm-hmm. All right, JP is through. He gets the Valiant Knife Forest Troubles. I missed if Dragon Lady bought the Zen Esper or not. I did see it was a Shining Stone, but I did not see if they picked it up. I don't think they did because it's not highlighted
I
on
think
their
they're
track.
going there now.
Yeah, there we go.
And that'll be 6. Oh,
Yep, 6 and 6 at the 37-minute mark is very impressive. But to be honest, everything they have done so far tonight has been very impressive. So no surprise there.
how many espers are in the auction house?
There can be up to 2 in
Okay.
there. But we are kind of like, we just kind of sold the farm, so it may be hard to scrap by all the money we need.
Yeah.
If we do something where we stumble across some fixed encounters, maybe, because that cat hood will give you a plethora of money fast, but that notwithstanding, we'll have to get
I
money
feel
some way,
like
somehow.
not having that realm now is really hurting her. Not having like 2 quick checks, she can go hit. I mean, you're gonna take a long trip if you're gonna go down and do Edgar. She did all of Setzer's checks, and if you really want it, there we
go.
Well, we're gonna see it. I was gonna say running back up to top of Narish to do Umeros too is quite the slow ride.
Yeah, we know Gao is up there, but we've kind of exhausted all the faster checks. I think I mentioned earlier, so now we're kind of just throwing darts at the dartboard. Nothing wrong with this, and it also happens to be the character, so even better. Also, one of the cool things about coming here later versus coming here almost dead on is now that we have at least 5 party members, we can let all 4 characters do the dragon, and then see, get the experience, get the rewards and whatnot. Dragons are also, an underrated source of money in Worlds Collide because everything they drop from their vanilla items, you can either A, use, whether it's a Force Armor, Force Shield, or Muscle Belt, which would be handy in this situation for lock, or B, you can sell it because Crystal Orbs, Scimitars, etc., they sell for quite a bit of money.
I would have loved to have seen her just take that extra input and those few extra frames to stand on the switch with that other character, so your dragon party doesn't take damage. That's one of the tricks that I always use when I come to Phoenix Cave. It just takes like 2 extra inputs and you can get that group, undamaged.
Alright, so JP is through their Doom fight at Esper Mountain. Well, that's a nice shiny rock. He is now up to 5 Espers.
I think I saw Realm learn a quick on that too. I'm not sure if she's gonna rock the economizer.
Alright, so JP's kind of in the position Dragon Lady is now, where we've exhausted all of the really fast checks, so maybe they kind of backtrack and the split paths start to become less split, and they head on over to Daryl's Tomb. Looks like that may be what they're doing. They're in that area, but no, they're gonna search the skies and maybe do that after. Yeah,
I have a feeling JP is gonna go Hauser's after this.
Yeah, he's on the left side of World of Ruin, and there's only 3 checks on that left side of the map. It's Daryl's Tomb, Owzers, or World of Ruin Zozo. We don't have Cyan, so it's either Owzers or Daryl's Tomb we're in the neighborhood of. Alright. A, B, C, D being displayed by Dragon Lady K here.
Louis.
Oh, this is, I think Glock has a tortoise shield. Nope, Glock no longer has a tortoise shield. I take it back.
Yeah, double Valiant knives. Genji offering.
That's right. So, Blue Dragon always opens with a water AoE in Worlds Collide. It's actually Coin Sleep in the vanilla game. But after that, he kind of tames it down, tones it back a little bit. And once we get some Ultimas out, maybe a Lock Swing, we will safely be through this fight. Might not even need the Night Knife Swing, to be honest with you.
2 Ultimas will probably do it, yep.
Yep, there we go. So, This is a big sword. Edgar could maybe prove to be useful
Ooh.
after all. That is a lot of spells we just learned also. Ooh, another Genji Glob. Alright, so after walking a little farther ahead, Dragon Lady will get their realm, actual JP, after taking down, whatever, I think this was Rexol. After he takes down this Rexol, they will get their Edgar. So we will probably see them start overlapping, getting back on the same path here a little bit. Little check count update. Dragon Lady is up to 14 and now 15 checks. Remember, we get 22 checks, gets us Kefka Tower skip. So no matter what, we're going to end up at 18 checks because we need 3 more espers for sure. So Kefka Tower skip definitely in the cards for Dragon Lady. Let me pull up JP's stream and see how many checks he's at. And he is at 10 checks. This will be 11 after they take down Edgar. I honestly, if you had told me Dragon Lady was ahead by 5 checks, I wouldn't have believed you. I thought by maybe 2 or 3, but 5 is a pretty commanding lead.
Way more than I thought, too. Yeah.
And that's a strength plus 2 Esper, I think. Alright, so Ultima's going to cause a few animations we don't want to see, but it shouldn't take more than 2 or 3 to get through the rest of this. Dragon Lady throwing at the dartboard saying, let's go to Hauser's. I like it.
All 3 espers could be here.
That is true. Yeah, with the cat hood... Oh, changed our mind. We're doing Ancient Castle? Motor one? Okay, I was going to say, I don't think she unsubmerged the castle, because if you do the engine room and you come out, you can't walk into the cave anymore. You have to actually walk to the castle, but no, she's just putting it there for to remember where she parked. That I am awful at that these days. Like I will.
I like to park at the top of the rock formation to the entrance of the cave.
So my parking lot at work it's like split in half, so there's a right and left, and I will, for the life of me, can never remember where I parked anymore. So I will start walking one way, listening for a blinker, and when I reach about halfway through, if I don't hear it, I just turn around and start walking the other way. And I'm sure observers are like, this guy is crazy. What is he doing? But please forgive me. I just don't know what I'm doing anymore. All right, we're seeing the Coliseum play here from JP. I wonder what he could be looking for. Probably the offering.
Thunder Shield.
Yeah, some more Valiant Knives. Yeah, but we don't. We have the Valiant Knife. We just don't have the offering. So if he does go with his newly found Edgar, which somebody, me, should mark on the tracker. There we go. I am. Oh, that's Shadow. Oh, that's his brother. There we go. With his newly found Edgar, if he heads on over to Figure of Throne, he will probably stumble across the offering by accident, because it's up at the Eye Stricken spot. And Yamaro is in this cave, and Yamaro will probably send us up towards Narsh, which where we'll get that offering. Well, excuse me, Yamaro's not in this cave. He's after this cave. He's on the throne after you get through this cave. So that offering could be in JSP's future all along. And this is the Three Stooges, Larry, Curly, and Mo. They are weak, or they absorb the element of the same color they are. For example, the top fella in the red, he absorbs fire, but none of them absorb Ultima, so if you can just Ultima them in the face over and over again, things tend to go well for you. we're starting to see a couple Stooges go down. The top
That
fella.
should be Larry's death counter.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Curly will revive the other ones, but if you kill them all at the same time, you don't have to worry about that. Ooh, that's a red cap in the basement. That will go great with a 4th Valiant Knife.
More knives.
Oh no, Dragon Lady walked past the red cap. That's not that she needs it, but she probably wants it.
Right down to Ancient Castle.
Oh yeah. I think this is a full-on Ancient Castle play here, because the other option.
That was 19 for her. This will
No,
put
no,
her
that-
at 21, right?
No, that puts her at 16. She's gonna end up at 19 no matter what now, because she's at 16 and we need 3 more espers,
Okay.
right? So if we do this dragon, we end up at 20 no matter what, and that puts us in a nice, comfortable zone where no matter how bad our luck goes, we could get access to Kefka skip pretty readily, easily. Readily available, readily, easily. One of those two. One of those two sounds right. All right, JP will be through their Stooges fight. They will get another Valiant Knife for their efforts here. Yeah, JP may get a second offering. Because Dragon Lady's been skipping the monster boxes because they already have the one, but JP has opened a few, so wouldn't be shocked if JP came down here with the intention of, you know what, might as well open some monster boxes. Alright. Dragon Lady picking the fight with her sibling, the Skull Dragon. JP gonna go down? He's going down. And speaking of going down, this Ultima should take care of the Skull Dragon for Dragon Lady K. Yep, on the dot. Beautifully done. So just to point out one more time, while on your screen, you are seeing a head-to-head matchup between actual JP and Dragon Lady K. They are 2 of the 8 Battle Royale finalists in the 3rd edition of the Moogle Cup. These runners are vying to finish in the top 4 of the 8 participants. So while Dragon Lady K has a commanding lead at this moment in time, JP is not out of it yet. And we may be seeing more of him in the future because he's not, he's had no slouch of a run himself. So if he can still finish in the top 4, he will advance. So his results today does not necessarily eliminate them. And at the same time, Dragon Lady's, if this lead holds, does not guarantee that she will move on. She will still need to beat at least two other runners from the Battle Royale group. That is an Esper down there, though, so that's a pretty good feeling. JP will get that Esper as well. And that was I think that was an Atma weapon from the Skull Dragon.
Correct.
Yeah, so this Edgar fella hasn't been doing much so far, but maybe he'll start to carry his weight around here a little bit now, because he can wear that Atma weapon, and Atma weapon is a good thing to have. We're seeing some 9-9 Ultima action now from JP's side, so that means we'll never see an Ultima do less from that character again the rest of the seed. Same thing from their Mog now.
Yeah, they've been juicing now for a good 30 minutes.
All right, so I think this was an Esper as well.
Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder because Gao is at the Yamaro spot. This may be a hard required Owser situation or the auction house to get Esper number 9. Because we've exhausted all of our options. it's either A, do the auction house or Owsers, or B, go get Gal, and then just continue going Gal's path until we get to Esper number 9. And this doom is not long for this world here, I would reckon. Yeah. Doom really needed a four character freeze there, and even that wasn't going to help him not too much. It's just going to keep him alive a little bit longer, but little hope Doom has of pulling out of this fight ahead. And on the second monster box for JP, there is no offering down here. It is Tiger Fangs for his trouble. One monster box we haven't seen where the offering or the Gigantos could be is the Yamaru Cape spot, which is where JP may head down to their next after this. Actually, you know what? I don't think JP did the throne yet.
He definitely did not.
Yeah, he needs to go up to the throne. I hope he doesn't.
Hopefully he goes
slip
now.
his mind. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, they're going.
I hate for JP to get the pass to disrespect Yamaru on Restream. JP, as we mentioned, is mentioned by Sigil, and Sigil is a known Yamaru slanderer. His faults aside, fantastic mentor, but a questionable character from Sigil, and I'm sure he is. And so JP's right now ear leaning him one way. So JP will not be taking the Yamaru today. Fortunate thing to see, but with Yamaru in tow,
We might be getting an auction house play here.
Yeah, I think that's what we're getting. I missed it as well, but that Skull Dragon now also gives us the muscle belt. So Dragon Lady missed the red cap, but muscle belt is even better for that scenario.
She does have an extra knife she can sell. Sell a heal rod too that can go. I wouldn't sell elixirs at this point. She does have the mega elixir though, but
Oh, glowing stones are for sale.
if she gets the she could get two checks out of this too.
Yeah.
Well, she got Zelfer luck.
All right, so that's and that's on the first try. I'd go buy a lottery ticket right now if All right, so that will be check number 20 for Dragon Lady. 2 more. We'll get her Kefka Tower skip. Plus now she has her requirements,
Just
obviously.
take the house again, then go Opera House Dragon, and you got Skipperino.
Mm-hmm.
Or she just dive the tower.
Well, unless she's going to dive the tower.
Not a bad play.
Not a bad play at all. So this is really good. Atma is a check, and it does not increase your scaling, and neither do dragons in the Moogle Cup. So not only do we get the 2 checks, we get the 2 levels for these 2 fights, plus whatever items they do or don't drop. And we're already pretty comfortably ahead of scaling, so this is just going to be a huge boon to Dragon Lady's power, which is already power overwhelming, if you will.
Yeah, she has a golem. She has instant death. I don't foresee any real impedance here in this tower, except for bad party formations. But even still, I think someone on each side probably knows Ultima at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And Locke can handle himself.
Yeah.
Oh, she's gonna run mid and do a toilet and a dragon for 22.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right. So JP.
Good play.
While we were That's Dragon number 2. While we were talking about Dragon Lady's approach here, got his offering, but unfortunately he also got his Doom Gaze. Oh no. That's unfortunately one of those weird things where the RNG, one, you run into Doom Gaze at that spot where he takes out 3 characters. But sometimes your opponent runs into Doom Gaze when they're level 11, as Dragon Lady did earlier. And sometimes you run into it when you're level 35, as JP did there. And tough, unfortunate break there. But a couple different ways we can approach this. We can try to revive some characters, or we can just try to take a fight to get off level 35 with 3 characters. Looks like he's going to heal up and just try to get off of... I think he put a Memento Ring on, too.
Yeah.
If he put the Memento Ring on...
I think he's thinking if he can get 2 Ultimas off, well, yeah, like 4 Ultimas off with the quick, he'll be okay.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to...
Yeah, maybe not. That Mog is down.
I am very impressed by that Memento Ring play. Memento Ring comes equipped to Realm by default, and most people sell it and forget it ever exists. But to slap it on in the pinch of a moment like that, to be cool, calm, and collected, to remember it's there and analyze the situation and make use of it, you don't see a lot of runners do that, much less runners playing in the Moogle Cup. My goodness, is that impressive.
Edgar's doing something finally with a Atma and a Rag.
Yeah. See, Edgar can help. And this is Ice Dragon. I would put Ice Dragon's odds here to win this fight not very highly. Oh no! We got a little greedy. We got a little greedy.
You gotta get the scimitar off Realm.
Yeah. We've all done it.
Smart play though. Smart play.
Usually it's a striker when I do it, but.
Right.
All right, so JP is gonna get his Gao. And Dragon Lady is going to get their skip. Well, that's a force shield. What else do we get out of this? Oh, another Ragnarok. Alright, so having skip at the 59-minute, 52nd mark is solid work this evening from Dragon Lady K. And we're levels have now passed the 40 mark for a few characters. What are we going to do with that scimitar? Okay, yeah, we're taking that scimitar off. Nice. And a little few party adjustments before we head into the tower here. I'm curious what's going on with this Gal, because I love a good Gal, so let's get like a shock throw Gal.
Yeah, he's either great or he's not.
Yeah. I've never seen a Gal with throw and sketch. It's always throw and sword tech, or it's sketch and control. Alright, JP's gonna take the party down to 3, head on over to the belt, see what's happening on with the belt situation. And Dragon Lady has a date with Destiny. We're going into the tower now. So we've seen Doomgaze, we've seen Magimaster, we've did she just do what I think she did? Is she gonna do it? There we go. Thank you very much.
Do it.
Yeah. Well, we've seen Magimaster, we've seen Doomgaze, we've seen Doom. There's still a handful of bosses that could give us some sticky situations. Like Poltergeist, or if this Edgar happens to run in the Goddess, that would be no bueno with the Gauntlet of Ragnarok situation. So not out of the woods yet here for Dragon Lady K. And this is a Rain Man fight. This is well, that's a really impressive block, but this is an Esper, so this is Esper number 8 for JP. He just needs, again, one more. to get his requirements. Palador's a solid pickup there. Alright, a little overkill there on that boss version of Yamaro. Boss number one,
Did not
statue
find
number
that
one.
Esper. This might be close. What's his check count at?
He is at 17 now, so this will be 18. He does still have access to Opera Dragon. Owzers and Serpent Trench are his only available checks, so Kefka Tower access via the skip is probably not in the cards, but there has to be a character at either Owzers or Serpent Trench. So if he wanted to guess and guessed right, he would get access to skip that way. And this is Narapa, and Narapa is quickly off your screen. Dragon Lady is now through half of the bosses. Standing between them and Kefka's Tower, very boldly walks over the save point and says, "No thank you, no saving for me this evening. I got a date with Destiny." And yeah, this is Kefka up top, so final Kefka has 62,000 HP, can do a nasty Havoc Wing, nasty ultimate, a couple hyperdrives, and that's GG for Dragon Lady K. That's probably the fastest Kefka fight I've ever seen. Oh, my bad, that was the wrong Kefka there. Alright, we are through 75% of the tower bosses. Up at the top, JP will take a little different path through the tower here. Looks like they're going to do maybe the 2 in the middle here. Maybe they're doing this to get some levels, or maybe get a few more pieces of equipment. Yeah, I'm not opposed. I like, you know, if you don't feel like you can beat the final boss, you know, doing things like Toilet Mother Dragon here always helps you get a few more levels, some way, somehow. I am curious why JP is doing it in this lane, though.
Yeah, why not stack right and just clear mid first, then come back in.
Let me check their check count one more time. Let me pull up their actual streams. Maybe I am the one that is wrong here. Okay, I was the one that was wrong. They were actually at 20 checks, so this will give them check 21 and 22. Well, I tell you, those 8 looks like 9 sometime.
One bad tier 2 can even this out.
We're going to go ahead and assume JP can handle this Ice Dragon and mark him down. So this will give JP Kefka Tower skip, and he should be entering the tower about the time Dragon Lady is doing the final animation to trigger the Kefka fight. So that's not an unheard of time to make up. And it's also one of those things, the longer Dragon Lady K progresses through the fight here, the better JP's chances actually become, because he stalls on tier 1, and then that's not going to be enough time for JP to catch up. He really needs her to go to like tier 3 or tier 4, and that's where she falters, that's where she stumbles. That will give him an avenue to catch up. Obviously, if she, you know, aces the fight and encounters no difficulty, we can't catch up that way. But he really needs her to progress through some of these tiers and then not stumble on tier 1 or early in tier 2, because that won't give him enough time to dispose of the 4 statues to make up the gap. So a fun game we like to play here in the Worlds Collide community is how long will it take the first runner on Restream to conquer the final Kefka gauntlet. There are 4 tiers, and a good time estimate is about 10 minutes, but with Dragon Lady's power and superior knowledge they have displayed tonight, I would say they're going to be on the faster side of that 10 minutes, as long as things don't get out of hand for them. So I'm going to speculate 8 minutes and 15 seconds on the dot. We play the Price is Right style. If you go over, you are disqualified. So if you would like to play, get your guesses in the chat, please and thank you. 1:07:35 is the start time. And you have until the end of tier 1 to get your guesses in the chat. And just a little special treat tonight, courtesy of Nobody War. Nobody War has declared that if somebody guesses it dead on, if somebody can guess the exact time it takes Nobody or Dragon Lady to complete this final Kefka gauntlet, he will buy them a brand new car.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Is multi-summon on?
Very generous.
I thought I saw a golem on tier 1.
Yes, multi-summon is on, so you can safely do things like Fenrir or Golem on tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 to give yourself a little extra protection through the various fights.
Yeah, that's pretty OP on this fight. And just in general.
It also gives us multiple chances at Raiden. So tier 1 of the Kefka gauntlet has 3 parts. One is weak to instant death, which is the part that is no longer alive on your screen. Doesn't go away, unfortunately, but trust us, it's no longer kicking around. That is the long arm. There's also the head and the short arm. The head is weak to fire, as you see with those very high damage fire throughs coming out. And then the short arm can only really punch. Isn't graced with any magical abilities. It only punches, but it does punch hard. And that's why you saw Dragon Lady pull out the golem here on
oh, Locke, don't take one to the face here, sir.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. He's good.
Yeah, as you saw there, courtesy of Locke's low HP total now, it punches very hard. Alright, so we are on to tier 2 of the final boss gauntlet. The time to get your guesses in the chat to win a brand new Nissan Sentra from Nobody War are over. So tier 2 has 4 parts, one of which is susceptible to mute, and Dragon Lady K expertly, very astutely, pulls out the mute and will neutralize that part of this fight. The other 3 parts, one of them can be instant death, one of them also just punches. There's like a little theme between tiers 1 and tiers 2 that they just got lazy with the script and just said, you know what, you can punch and that's it. But Tiger Face can be a little bit of nuance here. He is the bottom right part of your screen that looks like a tiger. But none of that matters when you can just Ultima over and over again here. Alright, so utilizing the Economizer and the Quick Ultima. I really like all this AoE attacks on tier 2. You can do, maybe a single target ice 3 here and do 9999 on Tiger Face, who is weak to ice. Or you can cast an Ultima, let the animation roll, and then if you do 7,000 damage across 4 tiers, that's essentially 28,000 damage you're able to pour out and comfortably pour into this tier and kind of whittle down the targets until they are no longer there. And once a few of them go down, then you can kind of cone in and kill them in the order you want to kill them. Oh no!
Tier 2's tier 2ing.
Yeah. Fortunately, you can't life 3 a character that is no longer alive, so yeah, this is what JP needs. He needs some things to get spicy, some things to fight back, put up some resistance, and not much has against Dragon Lady tonight. Gonna try to work down Tiger Face.
Might not be good either.
This is a pivotal moment. How many does that freeze? Okay, just the one.
So get a life 3 up on him. Yep, good move.
Gonna try to recover here a little bit. That tiger's gonna be close to dead with all those Ragnarok swings in his eaten.
Day after this, I would expect.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a little scary because, as you saw, one S cross was no bueno. N cross freezing a few more characters would have been fun. And then a Flare Star would have been a guaranteed wipe for a few characters because we couldn't absorb fire there. But, oh no. Yeah, tier 2, you know, is obviously, as you can see displayed here, it's the most unpredictable tier of the final Kefka gauntlet. Just
This is my final boss.
Yeah.
Every time I play this game. So
yeah, if we can get through this with the Locke doing 8 Valiant Knife swings, we are more than fine. The problem is when there's 4 spots and you can't pick where it's going, things get out of
Rip
hand
the
a
big
little
homie.
fast. We're running out of HP here on all of our members. Okay, we got a moment here to recover for Dragon Lady because magic is muted and he cannot act. Alright, JP working his way through Welk. I believe this is their last statue boss. Dragon Lady can take this moment, slow things down a little bit, get some Y3s going on, probably get some HP totals back into healthier numbers, if you will. Alright, we're unleashing Locke, so I think that means we're done with this tier.
Spelled the life 3 off a Locke.
Yeah.
Hope she notices.
Yeah, we do have Golem, so we can just recast Golem, but if it opens with Merton, things can get funny fast. Alright, so tier 3, we're starting to get a little smaller on the pieces of parts that are out there for us to solve. But oh no, out comes Merton. And nobody can unfortunately absorb it in our party, and that life 3 was gone, and more importantly, we're down to 2 Phoenix Downs, it looks like. For Dragon Lady K. So we only have a few more chances to get this 100% right. Yeah, that's nice. So 2 pieces to this tier. Sleep, the fella in front who is still alive, he will alternate between AoE attacks and single target attacks. Looks like he just did a single target attack, so there may be another Merton in the future here.
Consumables? Any X potions?
We had the Mega Elixir, remember? From Magi Master.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Merton did 1400 damage on Locke, so that needs to be like, you know, probably in the back of Dragon Lady's mind. Can't let Locke drop it before 1400 again without life 3, or else he's gone forever. We're going to pass out some life 3s like they're Halloween candy. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, JP is now on tier 1. 2 tiers behind. But as long as Dragon Lady continues this cautious approach, I think they'll be able to slam the door shut on any comeback attempt here. We got some quick Ultima action going on here. This should be doing some 9999.
I wasn't mathing. I'm not sure where it's at right now.
It's got to be like at 22 because I don't think we've actually done a physical target to it. The only damage is taken is the Merton it gave itself.
Yeah.
Alright, this should do it for this tier. Out comes Calmness. Down goes Mog. Out comes Calmness again.
Good block.
Very nicely done. So as we continue on to the last part of the gauntlet, the parts get even smaller, believe it or not. We are down to just a big clown himself. So this part has 62,000 total HP, a whole bunch of gimmicks that he can pull out, but let's see how Dragon Lady tackles them here. Yeah, Kefka's first turn, he will do Fallen 1 if you don't do at least 32,000 damage to him. Or excuse me, 30,000 damage. 30,000 damage-ish, but we should be able to comfortably get there with those swings and now this Valiant Knife action. We may eat a Hyperdrive here, though. Or just a regular attack.
That first Esper of the game really set up the tone with the Ultima Life 3. That really carried.
Yeah, with Ultima in tow, that early plus the Economizer plus the Magic Power Esper, they really never became how did you get your offense, it was just were you going to find anything better. And we found a little bit better with the Valiant Knife. This final swing from Locke should do it. I would be shocked if it didn't. And that is Crack Pow for Dragon Lady. 1:19:21 is the official time. JP is on his way to Tier 3 now, catching up very fastly, but unfortunately we've crossed the finish line on the other side of the screen, so we're going to get Dragon Lady in here for an interview. But keep in mind, this is a pivotal moment for JP, because remember, his goal is to finish in the top 4. There are 8 other Moogles playing this same seed. And his goal tonight was obviously to defeat his opponent, but that is not in the cards, but we can still secure our spot to the next round with a strong showing on our finish. Alright, so let's do this.
Hi.
Dragon Lady.
Hello.
GG's. That was very very
Yeah, we're
impressive
not-
all around. First off, I don't even know where to begin, either with A, the impressive gameplay, or B, the crimes committed against a certain character. But I will let you start, Dragon Lady, with whatever topic you would like to address first.
Oh god. Okay, so as many weird, random, stupid things I did, my favorite being Realm absolutely abusing Locke. I told Wai as I was going on, I was like, well, at least they're gonna be entertained at this point.
Just hit him with the scimitar. He'll be fine.
I forgot that it was Honor, actually, so he dies and I'm like, oh.
We were laughing quite a lot about that.
Very much so. But, I mean, otherwise, hitting the dead checks was a little bit blah, but it actually worked out, so I can't complain too bad. Finding early double VK glove offering was just pure magic.
Yeah, you found the offering pretty quickly there, and then Valiant Knives go very well with offering, so winning strategy, plus you had Ultima, plus you had Life 3, plus you had a Magic Power plus Esper, plus you had Economizer. Plus, I think you won the lottery at some point in time throughout the course of your run. But you had a lot right going for you. With all that was going for you, what was your game plan? Just put it in the motion and get through the checks in whatever order and whatnot.
Well, obviously, I did some random runaround because that was special. But other than that, it was just trying to think, when I decided to take the early dragon, I was like, okay, one, it's going to push levels and help me kind of get moving.
Mhm.
And so that's usually what I try to do, especially if I have super balls. Like it's pretty much a given with a mimic going on. So that was the case, and then it was just trying to think of which checks would be the most beneficial.
Mhm.
Looks like JP just finished, so he wasn't too far behind me. I didn't expect him to be. But that final Kefka was maybe a little bit rude.
Yeah, that tier 2 kind of, put up a little bit of a fight. Not much in the seed put up a fight, but that tier 2 put up more fight than anything else. Were you ever a little bit worried there during that tier 2 that maybe things went a little too far south and you wouldn't be able to recover?
Honestly, with what I had available, I really didn't think so. Although once I got to tier 3 and realized I only had one Phoenix down left, I was like, all right, so let's play this smart.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, in tier 2, I think it was one of those, it was kind of a worry moment, but I never thought that I was actually going to completely lose it because I had too much to work with at that point.
Mhm.
There was a lot of me yelling, "Take out Tiger! Take out Tiger!"
She's not wrong.
Yeah, and Joya, obviously you're the mentor for Drain Lady throughout this Moogle Cup. You just mentioned that you yell, take out Tiger. What else have you yelled at her throughout her Moogle Cup experience and been trying to imbue into your protege?
Well, throughout, at early on, it was, "Don't loot that! Don't loot that! What are you looking for?" But as it's went on, nowadays it's there's not a whole lot other than just the occasional reminder of, "Hey, does this person have your Moogle charm?" Or, "Hey, you might want to check if this person is equipped with that." And that's about all I have to do now. So there's not a whole lot. She pretty much does it on her own, and I'm just sitting back and watching.
She actually questioned my life choices when I sold to Minerva, though.
Yeah, actually, I did do that.
Well, I may consider selling Minerva's now after what you did tonight, my friend.
I mean, it's one of those, normally with what I'm finding, especially if I have it really that early,
Mhm.
most of the time I wind up finding more. This one I didn't, but then, I found other stuff, and with the power that I had, I really didn't even have to worry about people getting hit, most of it.
I think my biggest fear of the night was that we were going to have to go up and get that Gao after all from Yeti. That somehow our checks were just not going to give us the last Esper. But Auction House paid off, and I was very thankful to see that.
Yeah, you don't see
Yeah.
a lot of auction house plays these days, but yeah, that was Esper number 9 for you. If the auction house was dry on Espers, what was your where do you think you may have gone next?
At that point with looking at things, I was really concerned about it. If it hadn't been auction house, being that I was right there in Jador anyway, I would have probably done Owsers because it's literally right there. That's what I told her whenever I was talking about it. I was like, okay, if I go ahead and check auction house, if I get lucky enough and I get it, then that's great. And if not, the check is right here. But I really didn't want to if I didn't have to, because it would have been long.
Yeah. Well, again, as we mentioned, very impressive performance from top to bottom tonight, Dragon Lady and Dwaya. Nobody word before we let them go and allow them their closing comments before we pivot on over to Sigil and JP. Is there anything else you would like to ask our ladies tonight?
Not specifically. I think the one thing I commented during stream, I noticed you had your lock with the Valiant Knives on, but earlier in the game, none of your other characters were like doing physical attacks, and you had everybody in the front row still. Was that something you consciously were doing for
Oh
a reason?
no, I am absolutely horrible at remembering to put people in a back row.
There you okay.
Like
Well,
terribly
it was
so.
just like lock with VKs and then the economizer ultimate quick combo, and I'm like, somebody's gonna take one to the face at some point if like they all stay in the front. So
Yeah, it didn't happen until the final fight, and then Realm took one to the face.
yeah, but GG's. I said to Glue before we started here. I watched a little bit of the last Moogle Cup, and we had some really good players come out of it, and I was really impressed tonight with both players' play. So, GG's on a good run, and good luck through the rest of this.
Hey, I really appreciate it. And realistically, JP is a fantastic runner. He and I pretty much go tit for tat pretty often, so that was kind of one of the motivations for this. was, hey, let's give it another go, see if I can get you this time.
Yeah, and got him. You did. GG's again. Dragon Lady and Joya, before we let both of y'all go, is there anything else y'all would like to give a shout out to, either going on inside the community, outside the community, in your own stream, or whatever that may be?
If you are thinking about learning the randomizer, I would absolutely recommend Moogle Cup. We have some amazing mentors. Mine's the best. I mean, I might be a little biased, but I really feel mine's the best. But it's really worth it. I mean, I managed to cut like 20 minutes within the first week and a half. So it is absolutely worth it. And these mentors are fantastic. So if you're looking to get into it, that is the way to go.
As for me, Nobody War mentioned earlier, the good runners that came out of last Moogle Cup. These Moogles that we have in Moogle Cup 3 are absolutely fantastic. They're all killing it. And it has been an awesome pleasure to just be able to work with everybody. And really want to thank you, the community, to give me the opportunity to do this. And thank you guys for doing the restream tonight.
Yeah, it was our pleasure. GG's again, and y'all have a wonderful night.
Alrighty, thank you. You did the same.
Didn't have the offering, I would have felt good about those chances.
Yeah.
All right.
Same here.
JP, Sigil, GG's, 1:22:12 is the official time for you, my friend. JP, what went right for you tonight's race, and what would you like to elaborate on?
What went right? I mean, did stuff really go right? I mean, I don't really.
We did not break anything because of Gogo's check.
Yeah, Gogo's check didn't really go right, so maybe it's just me. I like to focus on the negative other than the positive, because I feel like the positive is the easy stuff.
All right, let's talk about the negative then, my friend. There was a certain character you found, and you didn't give a second thought to putting that character in your party. Would you like to elaborate on why you chose to not use that certain character? I won't say their name, but JP, now, on the spot, why did you not take that character, my friend?
So Umaru came into the party late, so I didn't feel a reason to take him. I'm sorry.
I forgive you. You're such a nice guy. If that was anybody else,
If I got him earlier and I was lacking the offense that I did, I would have taken him and just had Setzer and Realm as magic. I promise that much. I'm not afraid of taking the Yeti.
And just between you and me, was Sigil in your ear at all about with any anti-Umaru comments at that moment?
No, he had zero anti-Umaru comments. I was the one who was like, wow, they let a Yeti rule the throne now?
Oh,
that's amazing.
That's very nice of you to cover for Sigil there and lie for him, because I know Sigil.
Yeah.
No, he didn't say anything negative, I promise.
No, I actually didn't.
We'll review the audio and get to the bottom of this, but
you don't want to get to the audio.
All right.
There's a lot of unpleasant words at a certain point.
Yeah, the real trouble was that I had the offense set before I got Umaru, and unfortunately he had no place on my party. He would have been nice and snuggly warm, but I could not bring him.
Right. Well, as I mentioned throughout the broadcast, JP, you didn't win the race tonight, but the goal tonight was the win, but the overarching goal is this is a battle royale stage, so there are 8 Moogles left. And we're going to trim it down to 4. So you're only, 3 minutes and some change behind your opponent tonight. So there's still a strong chance with this result that you can move forward. So let's talk about your mentor, Sigil, here. Sigil, you were a participant in Moogle Cup 2. Sigil, what have you bestowed upon JP throughout his journey through Moogle Cup so far?
I think the most important, he wanted to improve his execution, and that's what we mainly worked on. Where I built him, I was trying to build him from the ground up. And along the way, we worked on his pathing. Yes.
Yeah, the execution on the final fight was really good. It was about 7 minutes and 15 seconds total time.
Yeah, when you started the final fight, or excuse me, when Dragon Lady started the final fight, you were just entering the tower. Or not entering the tower, about, on this. Yeah, you were just entering the tower. Because you
He
went
had
back in
just
with
jumped
Skip.
in from the
Yeah.
skip. Yeah.
So you made up quite a bit of time, but unfortunately, it was a larger gap than what could be made up without a wipe from your opponent. So I ask you one final question here. When you kind of end up with power overwhelming there, how did you get through the final fight so fast there? Because you did a 7-minute Kefka fight, which is very, very, very impressive.
Well, right there, it was literally everyone had Ultima, and I had the VK offering, so it was just trust that like, it's weird because the Kefka fight's actually been my strongest point even before Sigil was mentoring me, for whatever reason, and like all he's been able to do is help, because like once I had the offense set, I knew where everyone was going at that point. Like I knew once Locke took some damage, he was just going to go all out. Everyone had quick, so Tier 2 was pretty simple. Just Ultima, everything's face off, and the levels were high enough that 10 hits wouldn't even matter after Fenrir. Tier 3, it was also just the Locke show, where it was quick, go, and then wait for Fallen One and just unleash Locke. So it's really the biggest thing Sigil's taught me is like just get your power set and then trust in it.
And to use quick.
Well, yeah, I mean there's that as well, but I mean, what is quick? Just another spell in the log.
I've heard this quick spell is very good. It's also very quick.
Yes.
I've heard it's pretty good too when I remember to use it.
Yeah. And it's good for not one to have a counter, let's say on tier 3, if you can't defeat it in that span.
Alright, so Nobody War, before we give JP and Sigil a chance at some closing thoughts, is there anything else you would like to throw out to our other runners tonight, my friend?
Yeah, I just want to mirror the same comments I said to Dragon Lady. It's been really impressive, especially watching last season and the first Moogle Cup, to the quality of players that we've been getting to join our community, and we have quite the challenge ahead of us for us veteran players with some of these newcomers. So congratulations for picking this game up and showing so much skill so quickly.
Yeah, very well said. JP, I'll throw this to you first. Do you got anything come up in your own personal gaming ventures inside the community or outside that you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Well, personally, I'd really like to give a shout out to DLK. She's been the one who's kept me on my toes the entire time and has had the times closest to anything I've put up, so it's been a lot of fun to race her. And I'd also like to thank you guys for restreaming tonight, because without you guys, we don't have a show.
Oh, it's our pleasure. And Sigil, we throw you the same question, my friend.
I have the Super Mario Brothers 3 Randomizer tournament that just started.
Oh, nice.
Yes. And thank you for putting on the restream. And thank you, Nobody, for the comms.
Yeah. Very well said. If y'all didn't know, Sigil is not just a fantastic at Worlds Collide player, he's also very good at Z1R, Z2R. And I didn't know about the Super Mario Bros. 3 stuff till the other day.
I just started it.
Y'all, you just started it? My goodness.
Yes, because a bunch of Z1R players decided to join at the last second.
Gotcha.
It's been fun watching him just get eaten by the big bass.
So now I have to say something because my husband has called that reverse sushi, and I think that's fantastic.
Alright, well, Sigil, JP, thank you again. And thank you again to Dragon Lady and JP for agreeing to put their Battle Royale Phase 1 run on Restream. Never a thing we take lightly, so we appreciate y'all very much for doing so, and wish you all a good night.
Good night to you guys as well.
Good night.
Good night, and thanks for the restream. You guys are awesome.
Bet. And nobody
Yes.
wore. I'll give you the final words. I'll just like to point out that we laughed, we cried. I'll get to the bottom of that sigil audio situation here in later tonight. But yeah, it was really fun. I enjoyed doing comms with you, my friend. So thank you so much for coming on out. And,
Oh, you got it.
lending a
I'll take
hand.
us out with my best Jax impression. You can find us at ff6worldscollide.com. Join the Discord. Have some fun. Bunch of great people here. Have a good night, y'all.
Y'all have a wonderful night.